Hi, welcome to this week's edition of the Hostess Journal. I'm your host, Melissa from Home with a Twist, and you can find me at homewithatwist.com and Home with a Twist on Instagram. And I created this series as a way to share gentle hosting tips, encouragement, inspiration for celebrating the joys of every day and creating a gracious and beautiful home. And today we're going to talk about Thanksgiving planning. I have totally been where many of you are back in the day when I was all the things: a young wife, a young mother, a caregiver, an employee, a volunteer, a friend, a sister. I still wear some of those hats, but I'm retired now, so my life is a little bit slower pace. So I totally get that this can be a very exciting and fun event to plan, your Thanksgiving meal, but it can also be a little overwhelming with all the things that need to be done. So I wanted to hop on today with you and share a tool that I offer on my website called the Modern Host's Guide to Thanksgiving. And it's how to host with confidence and not perfection. And I created this guide probably about 3 or 4 years ago to help women like you who love to host, who maybe want, whether it's your first Thanksgiving or your 20th, but you want inspiration and ideas on how to make it easy for yourself, how to delegate, how to give yourself permission for it not to be perfect. So what we're going to talk about today is 3 things. We're going to talk about your permission slip, which I think is really important. We sign permission slips for our kids to go off and do things. We need to sign ourselves a permission slip to maybe release ourselves from some things that we're weighing ourselves down when it comes to hosting. I'm also going to share the first 1 month out and 3 weeks out from your Thanksgiving hosting. So I hope you'll grab a piece of paper and a pen and your coffee or your Diet Coke or Dr. Pepper, whatever your morning drink of choice is. And let's just kind of go through some things to help you get that list started so that you'll feel, instead of feeling overwhelmed that you've got planning to do, you'll feel energized and more prepared, because an organized host is a happy host. So the first thing, and I'm using some pieces from my guide, and I will put the link below on how you can purchase the guide on my website. The cost of 2 cups of coffee from Starbucks, you can print it, you'll own it, you can download it to your computer and use it every year. It's got 4 heirloom recipes from my family of time-tested and delicious recipes, and grocery lists and everything else. So I'll list all that below so you can learn more what's in it. But the first thing we're going to do is fill out your permission slip. And this is what I wrote on it. Remember when you didn't feel like participating in PE, or at least was that just me? I'd asked my mother to write me a permission slip letting the coach know that I needed to not participate that day. She always said no. Well, I'm giving you permission to let you be you. Use the space below to tell yourself whatever you need to hear that will help cast aside the old messages you were told by others or yourself. It's a new day, and I can't wait to see what you create. So basically what this page is for, and it may sound a little woo-woo to you, but let's lean into it a little bit. What are some of the things that you tell yourself about Thanksgiving? Let me tell you the first thing I thought of. When I created this ebook, this workbook for you to use and hopefully help make your life easier, the first thing I thought of was my mother and how she planned. Not once did I ever hear her say, "It has to be perfect." Not once. And that's my biggest takeaway for you for this, is that Thanksgiving is a time to gather and be grateful and appreciate each other without all of the extra stuff that we put on ourselves at Christmas time with gift giving and decorating. Thanksgiving is just a time to sit down and enjoy the food. And I want you to enjoy yourself. I want you to be participating with your friends and your family in the games they're playing. I don't want you in the kitchen cleaning dishes and sometimes maybe resenting the fact that everyone else is relaxed and not helping you, because that's what they're supposed to be doing. As you as the host are supposed to be creating a relaxing and fun and welcoming environment for your guests, why can't you do that for yourself? So this permission slip is an opportunity for you to write down what your goals are this year. Is your goal you're going to delegate more? Is your goal that you're going to try to do some more things ahead of time? Is your goal that this year you're going to give yourself a break and we're going to just buy Thanksgiving from the local grocery store or from Costco? I want you to give yourself permission to let go of preconceived ideas or notions or Pinterest pictures that you put in your head, and do what makes you happy, because what makes you happy will make your guests happy. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to encourage you to do. And in my guide, I have 1 month before, 3 weeks before, 2 weeks before, 1 week before, the day before, and the day of. So lots of tools and checklists, and they come with little boxes so that you can check each one. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these because you can purchase the guide and do that on your own. But let's just go through a few prompts that are on this 1 month before, and maybe some of these things you have already done, and you can cheer and go, wow, I'm more organized than I thought. The first one is to create your guest list and determine your guest count. Well, for me, my Thanksgiving is pretty small. My sister lives out of town. She usually stays and celebrates Thanksgiving there where she lives. And so typically it's just my niece and her husband and her 3 children, and then our dear friend Peggy, and then Phoebe and Mr. Twist. So we're talking 7 or 8 people. So my list is pretty long. I've already reached out to both of them and invited them. And so I know what my guest count will be, but perhaps you don't. And maybe you have some of those friends or relatives who kind of wait until the last minute to tell you whether they're coming or not. So now would be a good time, if you've not already done so, is to reach out to the folks that you haven't heard from, solidify a time. We usually have to wait until we know what time the Cowboy game is going to be. So now's the time to kind of start doing that if you haven't already done it. Do you need to do any rentals? If you're having a really big Thanksgiving, what would make it easier for you? Do you need to rent tables and chairs? Do you need to rent linens and napkins and your plates and your silverware and your glassware? If you haven't done that, now would be a good time to do it. Are you going to do email, printed, or text invitations? And there's lots of ways that you can do it. I sometimes love to use paperless post when I host larger parties. It's a really fun online invitation system, and now you can even use them for text messages. High Note is an app for your Apple users that you can create invitations. So there's lots of ways you could do that. But if texting or a phone call is your style, go ahead and let's get those done. Are you cooking, delegating, or ordering your meal? I think that's probably the biggest question you should ask yourself. For me, it's all about delegating. In the beginning, I used to like to do Thanksgiving all myself. It kind of helped me to feel like I had some control, and I also enjoyed it. But as time has gone on, I find that it's easier for me if I delegate. And one tip I have for you: if you are the keeper of that recipe that's super special, let's say it's your famous cornbread dressing, call one of your family members that you know loves to cook and say, I want to invite you over and I'm going to teach you how to make my cornbread dressing. And this year, it is your job to take it. What a lovely moment you will have in your kitchen cooking with that loved one, whomever that is that loves to cook. And you're showing them that a pinch is actually a little bit more like a half a teaspoon, or what your secret ingredient is that no one knows. I can't tell you how that speaks to my heirloom heart, my storied table heart, because now that my mom is gone and she was the keeper of that delicious cornbread dressing recipe, I would give anything to be in the kitchen with her learning how to cook that recipe. So have them write it down in their handwriting. Stand beside them while they're cooking, or you stand beside them while you're showing them how to cook this recipe. Start to delegate things. Maybe this is a big deal for you. Just do 1 recipe this year, and then next year delegate 2 recipes, and then eventually you'll have all of your family members who love to cook bringing in the dishes. Maybe all you have to do is set a lovely table and look at the tradition that you've passed on to future growing generations. If you're delegating guests to bring food, there's a menu page that's in this packet where you can write down the name of the person who's bringing the dish, what their dish is, and that way, as you start to send out reminders to people, you can tell them, hey, you said you were going to bring your green bean casserole. Go ahead and bring it completely hot and ready to go, and all I have to do is just put it in the warmer or warm it up in the microwave. So that's kind of an idea. There are many more checklists that are on this 1 month before, and actually we're now 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before Thanksgiving. So there are some more ideas here. Shop for your non-perishables. Now, one tip I love to do with my non-perishables, and non-perishable would be anything that would be like canned or boxed that you don't need to worry about spoiling. So I like to take cookie sheets and place cookie sheets on the dining room table that I'm going to be using to set my table for Thanksgiving. And I'll put all of my ingredients that I know I don't need to worry about my cats or my dog getting into. And I will organize them based on the dish. So if you have enough TV or enough cookie sheets, you can put all of your dressing and all your dressing canned goods, all of your green bean casserole goods. Anything that doesn't need to be refrigerated could be out and segmented on the table. So when it's ready to prepare that dish, it's all ready to go. You're not hunting in your pantry and not guessing that you have the ingredient. You already know that you've got it and it's ready to go. Another thing that is really helpful in this packet is a grocery list. I researched this. I had my friends double and triple check this grocery list. And if you're cooking a traditional Thanksgiving with traditional ingredients, I dare you to find a recipe that I have, an ingredient that I have missed. So this ebook is 24 pages. It's colorful. It's beautiful. It has family pictures, family recipes. You could print it off either at home or at your local printer, put it in a binder, and that is your Thanksgiving planning binder from here on out. You can tuck recipes in there, ideas, to-do lists, take it with you to the grocery store or to the caterer or to wherever you need it to be. And there are so many things I have packed into this ebook for under $10 that you will just be amazed at how easy this is going to make it for you. Click the link below in the comments or in the description of this video. I have everything there that you need to access this ebook, and I hope that this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or there are things that I can help you to get ready for your Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday of the year. I look forward to it, and with a little bit of planning, you will have the best Thanksgiving that you've ever had, hosting with intention and not perfection. I'll see you next Saturday.